Could you share maybe, could you give us an insight into your language learning method that you developed in the course of the last years, starting from 15?
Well, we don't have much time to talk about it because it would take a long time anyway. But I
Right,
would say that to make a long story short, I
right,
would say that what I do is languages are like systems. So when you have one system, which is your own native tongue, and then you have the other system, the target language,
right.
you have to understand how to figure out how the other system works. And so what I did is I use a bidirectional translation technique, meaning that I use my own native tongue as a crutch, as a help to figure out how the other language works. And by translating things back and forth, meaning from, say, let's suppose that I'm learning German. So I take, for example, I translate from German into Italian. And by translating into my own native tongue, I make sure that I understand everything because you cannot translate something if you don't understand it. So this is the analytical part, so to say. And then I translate it back into German in order to figure out how the language works. By doing so, if you translate from your target language into your own native tongue, it's not that complicated. But when it comes to translating it back a few days later, you will figure out that first it's much more difficult,
Right.
and then you actually help to figure out, the nuts and bolts of the language and figure out how different languages convey the same message. And by doing that, I just form what I call a language core, meaning that I do learn words, obviously, because words are important for if you want to speak fluently. But the first and foremost, I learn how to assemble the pieces together like Lego.
Right.
I learn how to form sentences. You don't need, according to the statistics, actually, the amount of words that we use in daily conversation is just a tiny part of the overall amount of words that exists in a language. So what I do is first I make sure that I am able to put things together. And then obviously I add quantity to quality. So at the beginning, it's quality work. I work on the language according to by and through this technique. And then I expand it.